It doesn't matter who built it, whether you like the people who built it or not. If somebody builds something beautiful, we must have an unprejudiced eye to appreciate it.
What religion are you? Taj Mahal is a huge attraction for people from around the world to come, and now it's not in our tourist handbooks anymore. It's been excluded. Now, why? Those sort of examples, do you find inclusion and not building walls crucial for India?
It doesn't matter who built it, whether you like the people who built it or not. If somebody builds something beautiful, we must have an unprejudiced eye to appreciate it. Definitely, Taj Mahal is a beautiful gem in anybody's eye. You cannot exclude that from India. At the same time, I also don't believe that you must say this is the only thing in India. If you come to India, Taj Mahal is the only place to see.
No.
It's a very narrow way of doing things. I think that's what has been done for a long time. And it's time to change that by projecting everything else.
There's so many other
But definitely you can't remove a beautiful gem.
If there's so many other beautiful things, we shouldn't look at who built them, just that they
Yes.
are beautiful right now.
Especially if somebody whom you don't like built something beautiful for you, you must enjoy it even more.
But I worry a bit about you saying people you don't like. Is that…
No, I'm saying if you don't like somebody and they build something beautiful for you,
But are you talking
isn't
about
there a double joy?
But when you say somebody you don't like, you're not talking about a community.
No, I'm
Talk about
I'm
an
not
individual.
I'm saying if I did not know that Taj Mahal is pulled out of the tourism thing. I really did not know that. I'm saying the only reason why you may do such a thing is because you don't like someone who built it. Because there is a history of invasion, there is cruelty, there are terrible truths of the past. Shashi has been… I'm yet to read the book, I have the book, but I've heard him speak here and there about all the things that have been done during the British era, which is very cruel.
Absolutely.
But if we go to UK now, we don't hate those people. Yes, they have done this to us, we should never forget it. We should never forget it. This has been done to us because this should not be done to us once again. But it does not mean today's generation of English people, we have to hate them.
Correct.
No. Same goes for Islamic invasions, they've done terrible things to us. But we don't have to forget it, we should not forget it.
Say, whether they did or not, one should not hate them now and should not build walls around
See,
them now. Is that your message?
See, what I'm saying is, historically many ugly things have been done by different people.
Quite right.
Ugly things that have happened to us as a nation, we must remember.
Ugly things we've done to ourselves also.
That also is there, that's another aspect.
Right.
What others have done to us, we must remember, but we should not become bitter because this bitterness will destroy us. Why we should remember is so that we don't make the same mistakes and get into the same pit once again. That's very important for me.
Of course.
But at the same time, if today, let's say, UK spoke the same language that it spoke during the colonial era, definitely we will not accept them. Unfortunately, with certain groups of people, they're trying to speak the same language which was historically spoken way back. So this creates a whole lot of confrontation in the society. And this entire misuse of this for democratic purposes, when I say democratic purposes, because it's all a number game, so people are playing this game for last 70 years. So naturally you have kind of brought this little bit of fear in others. Fear means people are seeing what's happening in Iraq and the Islamic State and stuff, what happened in Kashmir. So people think if these numbers increase, this will happen to us also, because it's happened in the past. So I feel if one thing stops, I think this entire little bit of heat going on between communities will die. That is, you don't try to change the dynamics of demographics. Just let it stay this for next 100 years. Without anybody trying to increase numbers, you will see everything will level out. This is the only fear. That's why there is reaction.
What religion are you? What religion are you?
I never identified with myself with any religion as such. Because we must understand this, religion is a very foreign thing to India. Because when you say if you have to belong to a certain religion, you have to believe something. But this has always been a land of secrets. We never ever believed anything. It doesn't matter, even when the so-called divine entities came, when Shiva came, his wife asked a million questions. The Shiva Sutra is full of questioning. And if Krishna comes, this man, his disciple, supposed to be asked 1,000 questions. Whoever came, no entity, however divine they were considered to be, could give us a commandment, only debate the God. Because there was no such idea as the God in our minds ever. So there is no belief system, so how can you say there is a religion?
So it's great that you're not a God man and you don't have a religion. I think that's a huge… God bless you actually for that.
No, this…